Stefan continues closing the last resort. Closed about 20 minutes ago. It's creeping up on about 10 after 2 in the morning. He has his suit jacket and cell phone sitting on a bar stool. Currently, and it's just putting the finishing touches, the last little bits of cleaning on the place, while he awaits the arrival of one Mr. Grant. And as he puts that finishing touch, one last thing to wipe down, one last bottle to place behind the bar, he takes a seat on an adjoining bar stool, grabbing his cell phone, suit jacket, placing it on, and waiting. And that's where the scene will open.
Aloysius is sat outside the bar in his little inconspicuous yellow car on the other side of the road. He's trying his best to sort of blend in, sink into the very seat itself, contemplating if he's going to go through with it. He got a call earlier, a voice message from Stefan telling him to come to the last resort for some important business. He feels a bit like a bar hopper with 2 nights and 2 different joints as he looks out to the streets. They're very chilly, cold. It reminds me of Christmas, which in turn reminds him of his family. He doesn't like being reminded of his family. He shoves his hand slowly into his pockets and then tries to feel for the M19 that he's brought with him from home, just in case. Being dead sort of brings trust issues sometimes. He inhales, and well, if he inhaled, he would inhale, but sort of props himself up, decides to do it, and opens the car door and half runs across the street to the now vacant bar. It looks very ominous in the street light. He stands in front of the door.
As you approach the last resort from across the street, after closing hours, the light above the door, like an entry light, is off currently. The shades over both of the decent sized windows, the front of the building, are pulled closed. And there are a few steps down, about 5 steps downward from the actual street level, leading to a pretty heavy looking but disheveled door to the establishment. The sign above the door, one of the letters is either flickering or out, as if maybe it can't properly be maintained on a regular basis, perhaps. And the neighborhood in an industrial area like this is pretty much, well, what you could expect if you've ever seen one. Most of them look similar. It's not exactly the cleanest. But as you approach the door, which is locked, as you would expect, Yeah, you're kind of left wondering.
Yes, Aloysius takes a look around and very quickly realizes this isn't the kind of establishment he would usually visit, nor is this the kind of neighborhood that he would usually visit, but it has a kind of charm in a way that sticks to him. Bit of exotic feeling to it since he's never really been around these kinds of places. He stands in front of the door and decides to finally do something and knocks 3 times, as he was told, and waits.
It just takes a couple moments before the door swings open slowly, so as not to catch anyone in the face. And Stefan kind of welcomes you inside. When you step inside the place, it's literally like night and day. The inside of the place is immaculately clean. The glass racks above the bar itself are, if you look close enough, completely dust-free. As are, of course, the glasses. The ceiling doesn't appear to have a speck. Neither does the bar, the floor. There's no stains, not even a bit of gum stuck into the very short carpet. It doesn't look sterile, but it looks like it's extremely well kept in an upscale fashion.
As he sort of sees this interior, Stefan he doesn't try and hide the almost look of shock on his face. He does have a bit of a needs to take a second take when he looks around before he takes off his scarf and sort of shoves it into one of his pockets and reaches forward a hand for a handshake.
Aloysius Grant, I believe.
Yes, it's a pleasure to meet you again, Mr.
Braunfiedler.
Braunfiedler.
Stefan
It's a
Braun.
very, very nice place you've got here. I'm impressed.
It took months of work to get it this way. But it was worth it. Well, take a seat.
Thank you.
Do you still drink at all?
Oh, I wish. No, I'm afraid not.
Well, perhaps something at least for the census.
Yes, please. For the atmosphere.
What can I get you?
Let's see. Vodka, I think.
Straight? On the rocks?
On the rocks, thank you.
Stefan goes behind the bar, grabbing a small glass and kind of opening the dishwasher, which isn't running currently. You hear a few glasses inside of it, so it's your guess if they're clean or not. And scoops a little ice, sets it on the bar, and gives a good pour, about a double. Sets the bottle back, and takes it over to the table, setting it in front of you. Unfortunately, nothing is free.
No, of course not.
550.
Aloysius opens his coat and sort of scrounges around to find his wallet and picks up a bill and 50, and he takes up and a bit more, a bit of a tip, and sort of slides it across the table before he takes his.
Stefan folds it, or he takes it real quick, just kind of places it into the till as a last minute sale or after hour sale. Or no, last minute sale. Yeah. And heads back over, sit down at the table. So, after thinking about last night's after hours at Mr. Linwood's establishment, something alarmed me a bit. You are not native to the city?
No, I'm not native to this country, in fact. Aloysius starts playing a bit with the ice in the vodka, sort of in a manner that might suggest that he's a bit not nervous, but sort of a tick that he just has to fiddle with something.
Stefan is actually going to be paying very close attention to him. Well, so how long have you indeed been here?
Oh my, what could it be? 2 weeks? Time gets fussy when you're dead. I suppose 2 weeks.
Recently immigrated to this country.
Yes, like my great-grandfathers before me.
Are you going to follow suit in order to, how can they say it, keep up appearances? Immigration and all.
Well, I'll try my very best to keep face. I have absolutely no intentions of rocking the boat, and as he says that, he sort of flicks the ice in the vodka so it rocks the entire glass. No, I'm here on personal work, very important work, and I have very little interest in the general ongoings, politically speaking, in the city. I don't wish to make a nuisance of myself.
Yeah. Well, none of us do. But whether you wish to be involved with the nuisance of politics has a way of involving many people, let alone the unexpected. And as far as immigration, I know I am all too accustomed to that myself. But it has been many years, about 30, give or take. And I am quite accustomed to how the city views outsiders.
Not favorably, I suppose, but then again, that is the nature of our kind, isn't it?
Well, very specifically. Do you fall within this status? I was not clear on the answer last night.
And the status?
Outsider.
Yeah, yes, I would, I suppose.
Stefan at this point given he's been watching body language, listening to tone of your voice, facial expression. Actually going to have him make a perception fucking perception empathy for specific purpose. Difficulty 8. Oh, look at that! It made a nice little square.
Mm.
Okay, 4 successes. So, 2 primary emotions and any pattern. Any pattern if it exists.
Well, he looks rather chipper. He doesn't look. He's trying his best to look calm and relaxed, but you sense a undertone of a bit of nervous undertone in his voice. He also seems very alert. He's sort of, his eyes dart a bit around the room, and he has a habit of in between playing with the ice with his right hand. His left hand sort of finds his way to his coat and sort of just almost like he's checking for something.
That is fine. Although there is something very important that you must know. Because of recent events, no outsiders are to be tolerated in the city, and Malkavian outsiders are not to go anywhere near the Church of St. Christina's in the historic district of the city.
He sort of sits back in his chair and ponders what was just said before responding. Well, it's a very good idea and very fortunate that I gave up on Sunday services such a long while ago. Trying to be humorous.
Still nervous, by the way. Oh. Have to. Oh, well, shit. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that.
Yeah, he looks a bit more concerned now. Maybe still nervous, but a bit more concerned, sort of introspective. He's very much thinking.
No. Allow me to alleviate your concern. I believe the difficulty for that is okay. Yeah, it's your humanity. Manipulation empathy is what it should be. Allow me to alleviate your concern, though, and allow me to clarify. It's not just Sunday service, literally. It is at any time that you will not go near the church. But that does not mean that you are completely unwelcome as of yet. That's what this is for. Think of this as a screening process. And what I must ask of you is that while you're here, you completely abstain from causing problems. And if you require assistance in feeding, that you ask for it. to avoid accidents. And I'm actually going to make another roll really quickly.
Mhm.
Oh well, let's see. It's going to be short term, but okay. I'm okay. Based on the three that are not, based on the three, or no, the two that are not. Oh crap! I'm sorry. That are no. I'm sorry. Okay. Is that equal to or above your willpower or your humanity?
Let's see. Yeah.
It's going to be a very very short term, but
No, my humanity is 7.
okay. No effect. Okay. Yeah. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Um. I will. I've spoken to others in the city. Well, left a message for others in the city. Um, in an effort to see if we can legitimize your staying in the city for the moment. Um, I will contact you when a meeting has been set.
That is very gracious of you. And far be it for me to look a gift horse in the mouth, but I feel compelled to ask you your interest in me.
If one outsider who is new causes any kind of problems, this undermines what little bit and all that I have earned in the city.
That is understandable. And I thank you both for being so forthright with me.
I will I will effectively act as well, an accountant for you as far as actions that you anything you do, I will take responsibility for. But understand that anything that happens means that by Camarilla law, I could dole out a punishment to you. If indeed it is, well, my position is accepted. For now, let's just assume it is, so that we can avoid issues. And, well, although I cannot completely welcome you into the city, for now, you will be allowed to stay. But I don't know if it would be wise to get too comfortable. Something temporary, perhaps. There are a number of, well, a few hotels, some nicer than others, but I would advise you not to go beyond um, the area of Little Italy and Chinatown further north into the projects, as that is a a very dangerous and deadly area of the city.
Aloysius is sat quiet for a while, thinking about all this information. And he looks out the window and decides to take the glass of vodka in front of him and basically chug it down in one fell swoop.
Do you actually eat food?
No, can I make a roll to
Given you're at 1 willpower because of your flashbacks, that might allow you to, keep it down maybe for a couple minutes, but no, as soon as it hits your stomach, you feel you feel the need to throw it back up. Which, as soon as he sees you do that, Stefan gets up, rushing back behind the bar to grab a bucket. Go ahead and just give me pure dexterity roll. This will be kind of fun.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. What's the last part?
Pure dexterity roll.
Okay.
This will be kind of fun. Oh, actually, that was the wrong one, wasn't it? Huge. What am I doing rolling die 8s? What was yours? I got no successes, so.
My dexterity?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Be kind of interesting.
Let's hope what's the difficulty? 7?
No, just 6.
Okay.
Standard.
Ooh.
Wow. You move a lot faster out of the seat than Stefan can behind the bar to grab a bucket and then come back around the bar. Where do you head? There is a bathroom in the place, but I don't know where you're running to. So.
No, I'd probably head for, because I'd probably see that you were heading for the bar, and could I get to the bucket before you?
Okay. Yeah. Right as Stefan turns around with the bucket, you're like,
I didn't do that one.
Wow.
As he wipes his mouth and sort of apologizes, and says that is much better way down than up.
Yeah. No.
Still a very good drink.
Kind of sets the bucket down a little bit. Taking a towel, wiping his hand off, and tossing it into a receptacle, a towel receptacle, basically, laundry receptacle. No, that is fine. It's not the first time that I have witnessed such a thing. But, well, I guess at this point, I could use what I have at my disposal to help you with immigration. I'm assuming you at least have a visa.
Oh yes, all of that is
good.
And he's sort of like not almost like he's gonna throw up again, but manages to hold it down. All of that is taken care of. I took measures to get into the country legally.
I can assist you with immigration. I believe an associate of mine can procure the forms given your propensity to be a night owl. So that should not be too much of a concern. I will see what I can do. Is there anything that you would like to ask of me?
I suppose there is, but I feel the night has been stressful, and if it's a question for another day, night,
Good.
what it is now. But I must ask if there is any way for me to make myself maybe more known publicly to make sure that there aren't any higher ups within the clans who are unaware of me and would take my presence here as a surprise and potentially as a threat. I want to make it very clear that
For now, I believe there is a small single-story motel. And Stefan kind of goes over to behind the bar and kind of grabs a phone directory, brings it back over to the table, and you see that he flips to M, starts looking for various motels, and yes, there's a motel lodge in the industrial district. To make this a lot easier to facilitate, stay there so that at least I know where to find you. If you need to hunt, keep it brief. Don't go further than 2 blocks in any direction. But I will make your presence known to those who should know. And I will state just what measures I have taken in this matter. So I would not be concerned about upsetting anyone at the moment.
Oh, that sounds fine. Aloysius is sort of not on his way to leave, but he sort of sits back so he's more ready to get up, and then he gets this sort of jolt and he picks up his phone from his pocket and again looks at it and then sort of rubs his eyes. This is terribly rude of me, but I really do need to take this.
No, that is not a problem. I am quite a bit tired after my shift as well. And Stefan gets up and kind of pushes the door open a bit, taking a set of keys from his pocket. That will be all for the evening. Please do rest well. And
Thank you very much, Stefan. And then he sort of shakes his hand as he gets out of the door and answers his phone and walks off back to his car. But halfway across the road, he sort of stops. He sort of gets frozen for a while before he turns back and checks if Stefan has closed the door.
Yeah, the door is closed and he's locking it currently. placing keys back into pocket of his trousers, he begins heading up and around the little half wall to head out of the industrial district.
Aloysius sort of looks at his phone, as if he doesn't really understand what the person on the other line just told him, but decides to continue talking and get back to his car.
Okay. And as both kindred have parted for the evening, that is where the scene shall come to a close.